Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rad Company podcast. To my left, Levi Gates.
Yeah.
And to my right, Anthony Fisher.
So is nobody
I want
going
to
address the
welcome everybody. And what did everybody do this weekend?
So you're not Dane.
So I went camping this weekend.
Okay. Well,
okay.
this.
We're just getting in on it.
So
Just starting away.
so Nate,
Where
I
is-
understand you're filling in for Dane today. But this isn't how we normally do this. You forgot to give the whole spiel of that this is the main show podcast, not to be confused with the Thursday Q&A or the detox cast that we do every once in a while. This is the main show.
All I know is I'm lost. This could be a detox cast.
No,
for
it's
all
not. It's the main show. So we're actually talking about our
Okay,
week,
good.
and we're also
Oh,
talking
okay.
about a little bit of
This
detailing
isn't
content.
some sort of amalgamation of all three.
No, this is not. So you're
Okay.
so
What if it
basically
was, though?
what this is we have Next Day Nate here filling in for
Oh, yeah.
Great Dane
Next
Films.
Day Nate.
And because Great Dane Films is off and away, and the
Well, last we heard he was crossing the Continental Divide. I don't know if that was on foot
or like a bicycle.
or
He should have
or
been here like
behind the
15 minutes ago.
or behind the seat of his Jaguar.
Yeah,
But he could also just be,
he's been jagging off, is what he's been
that's
doing.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So
It is what it is. But basically, we are going to be having Nate fill in for Dane today, and I think it's going to be a great time.
Yes.
We have
This will
lots
be
to
fun.
talk about.
this will be good.
And so I think we're going to get straight into it. So we are going to talk about our weekends because that's what we do
Well,
first.
Nate kicked it off. He started talking about his camping.
Nate,
No, we can, Anthony, if you've got something a little bit more important that you'd like to get to.
Okay. Well, actually, I do have some important things. Actually, I have some of the. It's actually probably the most important story of my life to this point.
Is it though?
It could be.
Are you
It could
sure?
But
be.
did
Could
you go
be.
camping this weekend?
Did you go camping? Like Nate
I
has a pretty
did
good
not
story.
go camping with a bulldog.
I also have a very good story.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Okay, I'll jump.
if you've got a better, I mean,
All right,
it's totally
let's get to
fine.
your thing, Anthony.
I'll jump into this, and I think both of you guys are actually a part of this, so I think you guys can both chime in and let me know your experience. But
Okay.
so people were wondering to know.
I didn't see you this weekend though.
Not this weekend, but previous weekend.
Is this a Back to the
Okay.
Future type thing?
Yes, we're going back to September
All right.
7th,
Okay.
which was a
2019.
magical day because that was the day I got married.
What?
Now, what? I know, crazy. So,
What?
I just remember being in a white chair, sitting upon some squishy grass
yeah,
with Nate at
Yeah.
my side.
yeah.
Oh, it
and then
was
to the other side of me, I
gorgeous.
had my kids and my wife and,
Yeah,
and
they were
stuff.
kicking
And then his other kid on.
They were
his other
biting
side.
each
And I
other
had
for a
my- I
little
had
bit.
my others, yeah.
They're gnawing on each other's ears.
They
What
did
is
not do
going-
that.
Pay attention to the nuptials,
Hadley
kids.
did bring a book though to read because
That is good.
It was a little boring.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, that is good. I remember being a kid at a wedding. It's not the most exciting thing, at least not when you're a child.
You were up there, though.
When
You
you're
were up
there
there.
doing it, it is a little different.
We did see a lot of people standing watching you guys get married, so that was nice.
They weren't
Yeah.
quite sure what was going on.
Yeah,
It's
it's
one of
a
those stand.
it's a
Nate said that's one of those
it's a
weddings.
competitive wedding to where people want to see what's going on so bad that they will stand and
for
block
a
other
good
people.
portion of the
It was
ceremony.
kind of like the wave in reverse.
yeah,
the
it was
people-
the
the-
wave in reverse.
The people back down
Those of us
sat,
that
and
were
then all
more
of a sudden,
skilled at weddings,
as it goes up, people
such
just
as
start
myself
sitting
and Nate,
down.
sitting in the back row, we were like,
oh,
and this is the part where we
I
sit
said,
down.
Levi-
it just you have to ask
what
yourself,
is
you know,
everybody
how
doing?
bad do you want it? You know, it's
Right,
like
well, yeah, I
if
mean,
you want to see, you got to
Hey,
do
you
got
to
to
look at it as your family gave a great sacrifice while you and Katie had to stand up there.
Yeah,
They also stood with you.
that's how I like to look at it.
That's what it's
you know
about.
what I mean. They were actually waiting for us to sit down
They were.
up there.
They kept wondering where your chairs
Please
were.
bring in the royal chairs.
They didn't know where they were. They were waiting for them.
Okay, so
Anyway,
get
so-
on a serious note. So
September. Take us back. September 7th,
So September 7th.
1941.
So I didn't
Oh,
talk about
that's
this last week
wrong
because
date.
there was just so much
Teen.
other stuff to talk about, and we got kind of put aside. So not that I want to dedicate a whole podcast to this. I thought I'd be able to talk about it a little bit more, but basically,
But we're gonna dedicate a whole podcast.
No,
So
no.
strap in,
Wedge.
get ready.
limit me to like 15 minutes.
Okay, here we go.
Webster's
Start
definition
at the
of
front.
wedding.
Get it on there. Let's go.
So basically, you guys know I've been building up to this point. It's been a lot of. I wouldn't say it's been a stressful thing, but yes, it's been a stressful thing. Wedding
Almost like you've
plannings
been building
are,
up to the day
are,
of the
are
wedding.
stressful.
Some would say.
But
Most wouldn't.
hats off to Katie, who has done so much more than I have ever done, and so
Yeah.
she pretty much planned this whole thing, everything from the decorations to the coordination to the day of
Everything was
planning
great.
and everything. So basically, we ended up having our wedding at a Marianne Williams Park, which is a local park here in Boise. Super
right down
pretty,
the street of my house,
super
which was
beautiful.
quite nice.
Honestly, I didn't even know that park existed.
Nobody does.
We have
it's
Easter
strangely
there.
weird.
My family has Easter celebrations there.
Hopefully, your Easter blessings will be celebrated with our future.
They're lovely. My wife and I had
Is
our
this a
family
shot
photos.
class?
We had our family photos taken there. It's a wonderful park.
It is
Beautiful.
So basically, had it at this park, and it doesn't sound that exciting, but it actually ended up turning out to be, really beautiful. I can't say that it's been one of the most beautiful weddings that I've ever been to because it was my own wedding. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
No, I say that with mine all the time. It was the best wedding I've ever had.
I say my wedding was the best one ever. Your guys' was garbage compared to mine.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about yours.
Yeah,
Or cowboy.
Yeah, to be honest, yours wasn't as good as mine.
Yeah. So, go ahead. It's fine.
I was like, mine was at the prison. And
Mine was
it
at the prison.
Really
I held it
beautiful.
at the Bishop's house next to the old Iowa State Pen.
We went to the honeymoon in my Firebird.
Yep. Yeah, we rode our bicycles away.
My fire chicken.
Loaded all the presents in the back of my dad's Flame 55 Chevy pickup.
Let me continue
Pickup
this.
truck.
Continue.
But basically,
He's still in love.
It's like that will fade soon. No,
It's like it's only been like 2 months.
Oh, the old ball and chain,
Mariah's probably gonna listen to this and literally hate you. She's gonna be like, "Well, guess that's it."
No, we joke about this all the time, right, hon?
Yeah.
All the time.
All right. So actually getting into this, it was really pretty. We had it at the park. We got
Weather
there.
was amazing because the
It
2 nights before
Was the
there was a
apocalyptic
massive
storm.
storm that hit Boise Avenue.
Yeah.
Looked like a hurricane.
It was.
Came through and attacked
It was. I wouldn't say
And
I
there
was.
was still rain
Yeah.
forecasted for both of those days on either end, bookending.
And it was weird because I wasn't freaked out, but I wasn't freaked out until that storm happened. And then I thought to myself, I'm not worried about the rain. I'm more worried about like the shrapnel of all the trees and everything that's fallen.
Yeah.
Like, has it made
Did
this
they clean it
park?
up?
Yeah, it looked like the apocalypse happened. No. So it looked fine. And what ended up happening was that rehearsal dinner night that we had on Friday night, really pretty, really beautiful. We had it on the rooftop of the tavern. And what I thought was they only booked us the inside of the tavern.
Yeah.
We actually got the whole roof,
Yeah.
which was awesome. So we had the outdoor.
Penthouse, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
It would have
We
been
had
nice
indoor and
because
outdoor.
when I made our reservations, I had specifically suggested that we be up there with you, but they said, no, it's closed.
I
to
heard it was
private
a
party."
wild coincidence.
They said it was a private
It
party.
was a wild
It
coincidence.
wasn't a
and so
wild coincidence. I knew they were coming. That's why.
Oh, well,
but-
for the bit.
We
For a bit it was.
Yeah.
It was funny because when we went to the actual rehearsal to actually do the rehearsal right before the dinner, nothing was really rehearsed. It's actually
Right,
just a bunch of family
everybody
hugging
shows
each
up.
other and
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, I'm so happy to
Thanks
see
for
you."
coming.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, so what do we actually do?" And they're like, "It's fine. You're just gonna wing it." I'm like, "Okay, I guess that's all right." So that's pretty much what we ended up doing. But basically, the rehearsal was fine. Went over straight to dinner, and that's where. That was really pretty. That was really nice, but it was almost, how do I say this? There was little room inside the actual seating area,
Yeah, it's a
and
very
then,
small room
so
up
we
there.
didn't know we had the whole rooftop, right? So everybody's trying to 50 people are trying to fit in this little room up top upstairs. And that's when they're like, you'll also have the entire rooftop and the bar outside as well, right? And we're like, we did not know that. And so that's when it really opened up. And
That's
everybody,
what married life's like. People just open up their penthouses to you.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
nice.
I have access to the roof now.
Yeah, so I like that. But it was really cool right when I walked in. Of course, we had Levi, we had Lars, we had Ram, the Color Lock boys, and we had a couple of the Rag Company boys, Dane
Jeff
and
Dane.
Jeff, sitting there. And
Fun fact about that night. The Color Lock boys were wearing Rag Company T-shirts.
They
the,
were,
And
yeah.
the Hennon men were wearing Color Lock shirts for this dinner.
That's wild.
They swapped shirts. It was kind of fun.
That's crazy.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
That-
But it was
Okay.
great. We got to see you guys. We got to say hi. Ram and Lars got to at least see you, which was a big thing because they were bummed they were going to be missing you. So
Yeah, and so, but basically, saw you guys coming in, and then I set up I made a slideshow of all of me and Katie's baby pictures growing up to kind of where we are today.
I saw some of those. They were pretty great.
So we took all of our baby pictures, our our tweens, teens, young 20s. And put them all together, and it was really cool. Everybody really liked seeing that, and I thought for me, it was not that big of a deal because I'm like, oh, it's just a slideshow of pictures, right? But when you have like, generations of family there.
Oh yeah, they remember those photos.
That's like their favorite thing in the world. Yeah. And so I recommend if you are younger and getting married, and if you can put together a video slideshow.
Or you're getting married.
Or older, whatever. If you can put together a video slideshow, people will love that.
You don't have to be young to get married.
I didn't think that, I'm trying to... Well, yeah.
Well, but the biological clock, Levi.
Yeah, it's just one of those.
It's a whole thing.
I'm also saying that,
so for your
do you know how to make a slideshow?
No, I didn't have it.
Mr. PowerPoint.
Levi's like, it's not just for young people. Do you know how to make one, Levi?
Old people can enjoy them as well.
You're like, I would have Hadley make that for me.
Yeah, I had to hook up my an adapter to my phone,
I was trying to see where the Excel was, but the Excel was out.
You're just You're scrolling through pictures on Instagram on the TV.
So this is when she was 3.
Yep.
That was when I was 3.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't see what the big deal is.
But I made that slideshow. People loved it. They thought it was really, really cool.
It's probably a very touchy moment, not only for your mothers.
What was funny
but for also,
is that
aunts and uncles.
I made it as kind of like a, they had a big screen TV thing there, and I put it on there as just like background of music, background filler, right? What I didn't know is that every single person at the rehearsal
just stopped what they were doing,
walked inside there and watched it.
Oh, that's nice.
And so I'm sitting here like,
what was great was they were so excited because they got to watch that. And then the next day, they got to stand at the wedding and just watch them get married.
All right, let's all walk to the altar.
So
good thing they clipped the grass beforehand. Really clumped together.
Remember how green our shoes were.
So what we did is after that, after the rehearsal dinner, we went, and so I guess I can't remember what we did after that. I think the girls
you guys came over to my house.
So all the girls they rented in like this super nice 3-story Airbnb that was right next to the park, right? And so they had a heyday there, and they rented this thing.
Oh, and one of that newer housing,
and it was awesome. I actually checked out the next day, and I'm like, wow, the guys got screwed on that, and so I went back home and literally was like with my brother and my cousin at my house, and I'm sitting there trying to organize my clothes, get everything all laid out because I was going to have an early morning. And then so basically first thing in the morning there, we'd go out, and since it had rained that day before or whatever it was, the day before, right?
It rained that night.
It rained that night, and so basically we had to wake up and we're like, oh crap, so the only part of the actual wedding that was on the grass was just the ceremony, right? So I'm like, hey, we just need to get through. It was quite literally, the ceremony was, we timed it was 18 minutes long.
Yeah.
There needs to be an okay amount of grass contact for like 20 minutes that people can be okay, and then move to the concrete.
Yeah.
So what we did is we woke up, and my dad went out there with a mower, had to mow down the grass because the grass was long, and if you were to walk on it, being wet, then your pants are going to get wet. So we were like, let's just screw it, and we're just going to mow it down as much as we can. So I mowed it down, set up the chairs out there. Katie's cousin made that altar from scratch.
Yeah.
Totally just literally. And it wasn't even like, he literally like carved the wood and shaved the wood and all that stuff. He designed the whole thing. So that was really cool. And I told him you didn't have to do that. You could just go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and literally just...
You ever heard of a website called Etsy?
Yeah, buy some pre-made pieces. But he made it from scratch. I don't know what happened to the altar. I think it's somewhere in the back of the truck.
Take it home. It's in my backyard.
Oh,
the park was right around the corner. Why else would I leave nice things like that?
And now it's a nice jungle gym for the kids.
I hung some swings.
But we had that set up, and then basically where the whole reception really was it's I don't know how to describe it. It's a giant, not like, I can't call it an arbor. No, what would you call that?
The canopy where you held the reception.
Yeah, what was that? What would it be called?
That is a big kind of
gazebo
overhang. It's a very large picnic area. But
how do you describe that?
Unlike the 80s, 70s, 80s
we're
parks,
describing it.
Yeah.
Where they have like concrete, like metal poles and a metal roof.
Yeah.
These are huge hand-hewn logs and beams, iron boltwork. I mean, this is a very, very, probably one of the nicest
It was very nice, especially for
one of the
public-
nicest
public
parks,
park. Yeah.
gazebo covers, picnic areas.
Had metal
yeah,
benches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was nice.
the Parks and Rec guy that I talked to that weekend
It's one
said
of the
that
nicest.
is the nicest park that they have in Boise right
Yeah.
now. He
Yeah.
said that structure is the nicest, hands
Yep.
down.
Because no one knows
So-
that it's there.
So nobody knows it's there. Nobody's ruined it yet, and so, but basically, really, really pretty. But what we had to do is
And
figure
it's
out.
on a little pond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to figure out how to provide shade, so we had to figure out that. We hung shade things. We built the dance floor early in the morning, and then we had some like wrought iron light hanging things, and
Yep.
so we strung lights like the string lights all the way around the dance floor, and then I ended up hanging lights on the inside of the gazebo thing as well because there's no light at the park once it gets dark. So I strung those, and then all the girls set up the tables, and then what was really cool is that at the area, right, there was 2 barbecues next to each other, right?
Yeah.
Barbecue, park
That's where
barbecues.
We're gonna be grilling those hamburgers.
They're
hot
ugly.
dogs later.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not pretty, right?
They're just pieces
So
of sheet metal.
what we ended up doing is I went down to Home Depot, got a 4x8 piece of like the thickest an inch and I think 1 3/8 or whatever it is. What are the thickest what
Yeah.
they sell, and then made a bar top from those 2
Yeah.
barbecues, and so
Mm-hmm.
made
Nice.
that bar top there, and it was huge. I mean,
Yeah, it
and
worked
it
out
was
really well. To
super
the point
sturdy.
that I literally thought that was like the bar that the
Yeah.
company had brought in,
Oh.
the catering company had brought in,
Just made it,
and I was
Yeah.
like, weren't there barbecues right here?
Man, what a
Yeah.
handyman.
So-
Very nice.
threw that on there. That worked out perfect. All the drapery, all the lights, all the greenery, and all that. The girls and the bridesmaids and the parents all hung that throughout the day. We had a really cool little area of like people that we wish were there that had passed away. So we had
That was nice.
all pictures of
Yeah.
people that were important in our lives, and so we had that. We had a gift table. We had all the the food table, the cake cutting area. It was really pretty. So guys got ready, and this was the coolest part. Is after we got everything set up, the girls went to their place to
Yeah.
go get ready, and the photographer met them there. And the guys had to go all the way up to Eagle because we were getting ready at my friend Andy's house.
Yeah.
My friend Andy has a really cool house. It's just really picturesque on the inside. It's just really
Yeah, it's a
pretty.
beautiful area.
And
One of the fun parts was while all this, Anthony was still texting our group, and at one point he literally, it was about 3 or 4 hours prior to your actual wedding,
yeah,
and you
He
were
called
fully,
me.
You were fully dressed.
yeah.
You had your whole, and I said, "Oh crap, if Anthony's already dressed, I better get dressed as well." And then Dane said, "I'm already getting dressed because I have to get there early."
I was so happy to hear that. Like when Dane said that, like a
I
tear.
think he also said that he was gonna get like really ready.
A
like,
tear
shower.
rolled down my eye that he was like, I'm gonna get there early. I'm like, wow, God bless you, Dane.
Yeah, that was amazing. I was impressed.
Tenon time did not. Tenon time was not a thing that day, which is cool. So, but
Well, he was kind of on the clock. Like he was
working.
work ready.
and I'll get to that here in a little bit. But basically, we had to go to my friend's house, my friend Andy's house, get ready with the guys there. And one really cool thing that I want to do is that Katie got all of her bridesmaids really nice gift
Yeah.
You were
baskets and
gonna get
things
them
like
all
that,
strippers.
right?
I totally understand.
And
That's
the
what I do.
strippers
Yeah.
could not
Stripper
show.
baskets.
Oh, okay.
So stripper basically everything they would need to become a stripper, right?
Actually,
And,
yeah.
Go to a strip club.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
actually.
it
Grow
came,
stripper?
It came,
lot of
it came with
$1
box
bills.
office tickets to go see Hustlers in
Oh,
theaters
very
September
nice. Yeah.
13th,
Okay.
featuring J Lo. And just kidding.
Oh,
So
yeah,
actually,
okay.
I'll get to
Tell
that
me
here in a little
more.
bit. But no, so we got to their house, started getting ready. Everything worked out just fine. Katie got her bridesmaids her gifts. And for me, I spent forever trying to figure out what to get my guys for gifts.
So you
Because
got-
most guys do
yeah.
cigars, most guys do bottles of alcohol, things like that.
You bought them all hammers.
And
because of your handyman nature.
I bought them hammers. No,
Engraved.
Detail supplies.
Husky.
Air compressors.
this is the worst.
Sorry.
So
Pressure washer solution
how am I supposed
package.
to even explain this?
Okay, you.
Pressure washer solution package.
No. So I went down to
Travel solution package.
I went down to Proof Eyewear, and
Oh,
I
Proof.
got them all.
Local Idaho company.
Got them all cool sunglasses, and so each pair of sunglasses was different, and so I had
Did any
each
of them
one
have
of
to
them.
wear prescription sunglasses?
Nope,
Oh,
nope.
that's very nice.
That's
So
nice.
it
That was
worked out
awesome.
perfect.
Yeah.
So all of them got their own like individual sunglasses that I picked out for their face, and the lady helped
Yeah.
me pick out for their face.
Did
And
you take pictures of their faces, or did you have cutouts that you applied like
I,
a mask? and then tried on the sunglasses
It was.
for
I
each
don't know
one?
if you've ever seen Game of Thrones, but it was similar to that mask
okay.
situation.
Hi,
Just put
my
their-
name is See?
You just wore your faces on
This-
them?
So I got them all sunglasses, and they're super. I've never seen them so happy. All
Yeah,
four guys
yeah.
were just super pumped.
They looked really
And-
good at the wedding.
Yeah, they're. I mean, well, they were a little more expensive than
Did you
bottles of
embroider-
alcohol,
did you,
but I
engrave
just
them?
I did. That was not an option.
But that's something they'll wear versus like a
But like, think about me, love
bachelor,
Anthony.
like a
like a
groomsman
stripper
flask.
gram,
Yeah.
like a stripper basket.
Well,
oh, you like this flask? I was in a wedding once.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know.
even drink. So.
But no, the guys at Proof thought it was awesome. They're still.
Oh,
they
that's cool.
said, hey, send us pictures.
They're like,
once
we
you
never
have
even
that.
thought about that.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they said that's the first time anybody's ever done that, and I said, well,
trend-setting Anthony right
it's
here.
cool. So
Yeah, that's
pretty
cool.
nice.
So I got
Vision
him,
solution package.
got him those,
Yeah,
and then
Groomsmen solution package.
what was awesome from there is that I had my camera because I have my nicer camera, so I had my friend John taking pictures of us there. And then I remember I was like, oh, hey, I have an extra battery. I got to go run out to my car. So I'm like half dressed. And they're like, oh, no, Anthony, don't run out there yet.
Half
And-
dressed, he only had the top half on.
And I had pretty much everything on except for my shoes. And I
Winnie the Pooh did.
walk out the front door, and they're like, wait. And I like open the door, like, and like, just kind of like the wind carries it open. And I look
It wasn't
out
meant
there,
to be.
and in the driveway is a white Ferrari 488.
Yeah.
And I look at that, and I said, so, like, whose Ferrari is that, right? And they look at me, and my friend Andy comes up. He's like, bro, I just wanted to give you one last ride before you're taken. And
sounds
and
weird.
I'm like,
Come on, bro.
I don't
I'm
think
like-
that's how it's supposed to be phrased.
and I was like, or so it was something like that. It was something
You
weird.
ride till I can't no
and
more.
and I was kind of looking at him like, what are you talking about? And so one of my friend Andy's friends gets out of the car, and apparently he just got that 488
Yeah.
like not too long ago.
Purchased from our friends at Levi
And-
Motors.
He comes up and he says, well, he's like, are you ready to drive it? And he hands me the key. And I'm like, okay, like, what's the plan? Because, like, I got to get ready still.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go and drive this thing.
Driving
like,
it up to
like,
the altar.
Like, where am I driving
ready.
it to? And they're like, okay, well, how about this? Go get ready, and then we're going to go take pictures with it and all this stuff. So end up getting ready. And so basically all of our groomsmen photos are in front of this Ferrari 488. Super badass. And then I got a bunch of it in the driver's seat. So then the owner jumps in with me, grabs the key, and he's like, all right, so let's go find some back roads. We're all the way out here in Eagle. Let's go rip this. He's like, take it as fast as you want. I said, holy crap. Okay, so get it out there. And it was funny because I told him, like, how do I put this thing in manual mode? And this guy is not necessarily a car guy, right? He just has a lot of money.
Yeah.
So he's like, I've never put it in manual mode. He's like, but I think it's this button right here. He's like, do you know how to drive it in manual mode? And I said, oh, I'm just going to go pedal to the floor and then just shift when I need to.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
And so he's like, fine. And so, dude, we went out. I can't remember what road it is. It's kind of like on your way to Emmett. And just, I said, okay, here we go. First gear. I did first all the way through,
But
whatever
you
it
live
was.
on the south
fifth.
side of the freeway.
That was like Highway 16.
Eagle.
So
Eagle.
Oh, you were out in Eagle.
Eagle. Yeah, we were in Eagle.
Friends. Okay.
And
Yeah.
and so basically ripped on that thing. Let's just say got to over 100 miles an hour really fast. Twin turbo V8, I think is what it is.
Down in
And,
Mexico.
yeah, down in
Yeah.
Mexico, and by 100 I mean 100 kilometers. an
Yeah.
hour,
Oh,
of
right.
course, yeah.
That's not very fast.
But dude, it was insane. That was it was.
Dane wrote us and said that his new Jag was doing 140 kilometers an hour, as fast as he's ever gone.
yeah, for
so
Dane, yeah,
You're
and
like, you realize you have to get here to work, right? You were
Yeah.
supposed to be here this morning, so. But it's easy. It's an easy mistake.
easy mistake. So after ripping on that for a little bit, I was like, okay, dude, I actually have to go get married now. So it was funny because I'm pulling up and I'm just like, I'm literally like, I'm so like pumped and so I have so much adrenaline that like I'm trying to get out of the car with my seatbelt still on. My friend's like, dude, you have to take your seatbelt. I'm like,
Right.
oh crap, I thought did that on its own. But such an awesome car.
It is a Ferrari. You would
And-
think that the money you would spend, it would just disconnect its seatbelts for you.
Seatbelt
well-
off.
Yeah.
It was funny because after
Alexa.
we were doing a couple different pulls and he's like, it's kind of hot out. Let me turn the AC on. And I like slapped his hand away.
Oh.
I'm like, don't you dare turn the
Slap
AC.
the man who
I'm
owned
like-
the
I'm
Ferrari
like,
you're driving.
Don't you do that? And he laughs. He's like, does that like make it less powerful? I'm like, I'm not sure if it does on the Ferraris, but I know my Civic is about
It's
half its power.
exactly
so
like a 92 Civic.
To this
and
day,
or,
he's never turned
and
the
or
AC on.
06 Elantra.
it's the same thing.
It's my turbo boost.
Um,
That's what I usually
But after we finished getting ready, so he took off, and that was really nice of him to let us shoot some photos and let me drive it. And I felt bad because all my other groomsmen are sitting there, and they're like, "So do we get to keep like driving
We
this
take
thing?"
turns.
And I'm like, "No, it's not like a Turo. We can't really do that." I don't
But
think.
you didn't even ask the guy. You just let him go.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna floor it, and I'm just gonna foot to the floor,
Pretty much. Yeah.
and then I'll shift when the motor tells me to.
Actually, what's funny is that I think if you
Is it
don't
like a fail
shift,
safe?
yeah, if you don't
It
shift,
automatic-
it
well,
gives
that's what
you.
my Camry does. When I hit the red line, it automatically shifts.
How's
for me.
the
Yeah.
weather up
Got
there
them paddle shifters
on your little high horse?
It's
Yeah.
just like that.
Your Majesty?
Almost identical.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
But after
Bragger
that, went
over
down
there.
to actually
A
to the wedding,
humble
to the wedding itself. I'm not going to go through everything. The ceremony was beautiful. We had a lot of fun. Dane was there filming. I had
Dane
my
was there
camera
with
there.
Liz.
And he was there with Liz,
Yes.
which was cool.
Dane was
and
he's a working
and
man.
Liz was mingling, and she was doing just fine. And Liz, and Dane went around and got a ton of awesome footage. And so
Yeah.
Nate flew a drone out there, and so
Yep.
the idea is that I'm just gonna kind of create my own wedding video.
Yeah.
Because I know how to edit.
And you've got
some videos.
a media company at your beck and call that could help you out with that.
Yeah, I
no,
know,
that
yeah.
that was
gonna
the
use
gift,
this-
right?
Yeah, that was the gift.
that was it.
That was it. That's what I needed. And so
Okay.
Dane's gift was filming, Nate's gift was flying, and that was
So
all I needed.
I'm going to use this for Hadley's birthday party. I think we'll do the same
You
kind
should.
of thing.
You should.
I'll get Nate or Dane.
You
and
have
Nate
your
to come
DJI
film.
DJI Osmo.
DJI.
I'll give it to Dane to film. I'll get Nate out there with the the drone flying,
has it in
scaring
his
the
pocket.
children.
It just
The
kind of
drone just comes down and scares all the kids.
So Hadley,
Dane's got like
having
a
fun over there.
Dane's got like a thing in his ear. He's like shift right. And it's just-
It's like Arrested Development. He's
he's
Levi's
wearing a wire.
surrogate.
Yeah.
He's wearing a wire. But the ceremony was awesome. It's funny because
Yeah, it was
I
great.
told Katie I wasn't going to cry. I ended up crying.
You guys were so
Cried?
cute. You were cute up there. It was great.
But we had a lot of fun, and it was really funny because we're at this park, and everybody's joking around, but they're like, okay, so hey, there's a bike path kind of behind you.
Directly
like
behind
if
you.
there's a biker, are you going to acknowledge it or not acknowledge
That
it?
was,
You
that
waved
was
at
pretty
him.
good.
And so
You
I
waved.
acknowledged it. I just waved at the guy. He's like driving
that
by
was
like,
good.
oh crap. You could tell like he's like, I made a mistake going this way.
Right in the middle of it.
And
I should have been going turbo speed.
it was awesome. But we had a beautiful ceremony. Following that, I guess the biggest thing is that, how do I say this? I had been looking forward to that day being over because
yeah.
it had been such a
Yeah.
stressor,
Right, yeah,
right?
you're
And I'm
like,
like,
can't wait till it's done.
Can't wait till I can hang out and mingle. But it was funny because halfway through, I didn't want it to be over. I
Yeah.
didn't want
Yeah.
it to end because I was having so much fun, and I found that I enjoyed mingling with people, but I didn't have enough time to mingle with
Yeah.
people.
Yep.
It's a
And
blur.
It was just one thing after another. It was like, okay, you're being pulled for this dance, this picture, this thing. I think one of my favorite things that we did during the day was that we had a first look, right? And the first look was,
What your life's
like-
going to look like in 15 years.
yeah, what your life's going to look like in 15 years. There is a wizard there
Oh, my God.
that casts a spell
You've
on
got
you.
3 wishes.
Did you pay extra for that?
No, so there's so the first look is when you do like you get the bride and groom photos before everybody else, and you get the whole look thing, and so
Everybody
which
gets
was really cool. But what ended up happening was I'm standing there waiting for Katie to
Yeah.
grab me and turn me
Mhm.
around, right?
Yeah.
But what it was my best man Andy dressed up in a dress who turned me around.
Oh,
Oh, the
beautiful.
classics.
And-
The
Well,
classics.
especially because earlier in the day he had said he wanted to take you for one last ride.
And that makes
was
a lot more
really-
sense
that
now.
was really
Makes a
sweet.
lot more sense
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And so he turned me around, dude, and it was so funny because like out of the
You
corner of
kissed
my
him.
eye, I see this manly shoulder, and I'm like,
Oh.
God, Katie looks jacked right now, right? Like, because me not thinking about it, and turn around, I see him, dude, I just die laughing. So I got that all on video, and that was super funny. But that happened, which was funny and hilarious, and then all the speeches were great. My friend Andy actually, he's bringing up all the old days of when we worked at bodybuilding and all this stuff together, and he
All
printed
times you
out
guys would
this
hang out.
giant poster of
Mm.
all me and my friend, him and John,
Yeah.
of us just all wearing
your
our
shirts off?
and we were
Yeah.
oiled up and looking all,
yeah,
you know,
I'm sure this
all
isn't
muscular,
sounding
right?
great for Andy.
So
That's all I'm saying.
so
He does have a lovely girlfriend.
Anthony, you made a giant mistake.
so he prints this giant photo of us, right, which was hilarious, and I'm like holding it up in front of the whole freaking wedding.
Yeah.
And I laugh about it because I'm like, Andy would totally do this.
Yeah.
I set it down. It ends up getting stolen later by one of Katie's friends and being hung up in her house.
Of
and
course.
sends us a picture, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that's not creepy either, but that's
not
cool.
creepy either. But the we had tons of good drinks. The beer was good. All the wine was great. We had chip cookies delivered for dessert.
That was
Oh, wow.
And we had an ice cream truck, like an old school ice cream truck show up. And so we had an ice cream truck there. And what else do we have? We had cake, and we had, the food was good. And we had,
what did you guys have? Because we left, me and the kids left early.
Yeah.
My children started to be a bit unruly after the ceremony.
They were throwing trash everywhere.
And
they were kicking old people.
Like, I look over and I see Og, and he just dumps his cup.
Og literally like dumped the water out of his cup. Like, first off, he thought it'd be a great gesture at your wedding to fill some cups with water for some folks as they were coming back. And I said, oh, Og, that's great. Then he decided to take a handful of those pretzels and put some in each of those cups of water for folks.
That's
like
good.
pickling the
Super
pretzels.
about that, yeah.
Hadley was upset that she had so much grass on her shoes.
Yeah.
She was very upset about that. So she took her shoes off and
Yeah.
started wiping them on some of the tablecloths.
No,
Good.
Get that cleaned off, right?
You'll have that.
So I said, knock it off. Pulled out my dad voice, grabbed all those cups of water, handed them to I did that, and handed them all to Augie and said, go throw these away.
Yeah.
So Augie just dumps everything out in the grass and then just throws them.
So they were ruining my wedding, and I didn't even know it.
No. So then,
You were just as happy as can be, and
You
there
were
was an
just-
apocalypse
even
going
know.
on
You didn't
over
know.
here.
There's these
So-
kids over here that are ruining
Carly and I are
the
over
wedding.
there cleaning all the grass and dirt off of the tablecloths that Hadley has decided to use as napkins.
Yeah.
Making sure the place is as clean as it can before anybody notices. Then they say, if anybody'd like a cocktail for, we're not going to be serving anything for at least about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And that's when we were like, these kids are not going to, this place is not going to be in good shape if these two are still here within the hour. So we unfortunately had to leave your wedding. We felt bad, but
In and out. That's
I
fine.
had to yell at the children for the fact that they
They did
made
not
a
get ice
mockery.
cream.
They missed out on ice cream. They
Yeah.
missed out on chip cookies.
Yeah.
They could not sit still. They could not handle themselves. But it was fine. We ended up taking the kids to my mom's.
Yeah.
So,
But we
but I was bummed to
Yeah.
miss the rest of the good stuff.
So the food we had, we had grilled chicken, we had fried chicken, we
lovely.
had potato
Ooh.
spuds, we had red potato salad, we
Ooh.
had salad, corn, bread. I think
Wow.
honestly I didn't eat any of that.
No,
I
you
No, you don't.
And I just didn't even want it. Like when people are like, "Oh, eat your food." Katie's like, "I'm starving," so she's like literally like just
Trying to eat, yeah.
pounding down food, and I'm sitting here like, "Hey, you eat. I'm gonna go mingle." And she's like, "You can't leave me." And I'm like, "Oh, it's one of those situations where we have to sit together." So
Yeah.
I just sat there and just had like 4 beers,
Yeah.
and that was good. But it was really fun. It was really like Nate said, it goes by super fast, and I felt bad that I didn't. I felt like I was trying to say hi to everybody and thank everybody for coming.
Yeah.
But I feel like I didn't have enough time
Yeah,
to
you
go
don't.
around
You
and
don't.
do that. So, not that I think anybody there listens to the podcast, but if you were there and you listen to the podcast, I'm sorry and thank you.
And for those of you that weren't there, this is why you're getting the recap.
Actually, having a wedding, I now understand more things about
life,
like people are busy.
yeah.
Like they're doing their best they can to talk to everybody, but you're not
Yeah.
going to be able to reach everybody.
and you're not having a full-on
and so-
conversation.
Yeah, and
ever.
so don't feel bad
Yeah.
that you can't, because they know.
Yeah, like, so because I saw people when I was telling them, I was asking my mom, like, hey, did this person show up? And my mom's like, yeah, they were there for like 3 hours. I'm like,
Yeah.
crap, dude, like, I didn't even see that person. And, I felt really bad, but it was funny. My old CEO, Ryan DeLuca, was there. And so, which was, because there were certain people that we invited, we're like, these people probably aren't going to show up. And then they do. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'm glad that the people that showed up could show up. But so after the wedding, we had a sparkler send off. We had pictures. We had all that, and that was all great. And what was super funny though is we go back to the Airbnb that Katie had rented to go grab her take home bag. Right, so it was just a quick trip. The rest of the family was tearing down everything, pretty much in the dark.
Yeah.
Basically, if we wouldn't have hung those lights into that gazebo, it would have
Yeah.
been pitch black out there because you can't see
There are
anything.
no lights out of that park.
So they ended up doing that. We go back to the Airbnb. We hang out there for a little bit, and dude, those girls had it made. Like I'm like in this 3-story place,
They're gorgeous.
looking at
They're gorgeous
all
townhouses.
of these like the garage is big,
Yeah.
which was crazy. Like I was like, the garage can't be that big. It was huge. The whole place was giant, tile,
Guys wanna
hardwood
buy out
floors, everything. Dude, what was funny is Katie was telling me back in the day those houses used to be dirt cheap, and now they are very expensive
Because no one wanted to live out there.
because nobody wanted to live out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And now
they-
everything's out there.
Now, 50,000 families are projected to move into the Harris Ranch area
Tomorrow.
in the next 10 years.
But it was super awesome. So we ended up hanging out there. We had some surprise bottles of champagne, so we drank a little bit more there, and then that's when we got our Uber driver. We got an Uber to pick us up to take us back to the Inn at 500. My friends Andy and Alex got our hotel for us, which is super cool of them.
Oh, cool.
And we. Fun fact though is that I go to get into the Uber right when they pick me up, and I go to stretch in there, and then my pants rip. Right, so
Right up the butt.
right up the butt, literally.
I ripped my pants.
Like quite literally all the way up, and I'm sitting there like, holy crap, just planning out. All I have to do is just get through the hotel lobby.
Was this
and
a
I'm
rental?
Good. No, it was mine. I bought it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
which sucks even more.
Yeah.
So you
So,
can have them sewn.
Well, but then it's damaged goods.
yeah, it is.
This means he's got to lose a little more weight.
Yeah, that's fine. So do some more
A
crunches.
little less beers and fried chicken at the
Yeah.
wedding.
I was just dipping
And
the
ice
fried
cream and
chicken.
cookies.
I didn't have
Like the pretzels and water.
Funny
Just-
fun fact: the
Yeah.
only things I ate that day, so I actually just drank my calories in the beer there, which was weird though because it wasn't like doing what beer normally does to me. I was still like very coherent and very there.
Because you had adrenaline in your system.
I think so. And so, but all I had for food was I had half a cookie and the ice cream sickle or the ice cream that I got from the ice cream truck. Super funny. I say, hey, what should I get from this? And Katie's like, get something that you actually like. And I'm like, well, I'm thinking for pictures,
Well,
what should
I
I
don't
get?
eat- I eat-
And she's
eat
like,
ice cream.
get
You're doing it
this
for the gram.
get this Warhead popsicle, right?
Oh,
and I
Lord.
said, okay, because I love sour stuff. And so I get this thing, and it just looked very, yeah. It looked, it was colorful.
Yeah.
It was shaped. It was ribbed. And it was
Oh, well,
just
yeah.
looked a little odd, but we got some pictures with it, and that's just who I am as a person. So
You enjoyed it.
just gonna roll with it. And it was sour, but no. Back to the story. I get through the hotel lobby. Pants were ripped. Whatever. Awesome hotel. We did not.
It looks nice.
We got there super late.
Recommended
so,
by Matt Mormon of Obsessed Garage.
I'd like to.
But
I'd
it
like to
sucked
stay in there
because
one night.
we were literally there for like what felt like 6 hours,
yeah,
maybe.
basically. That's
And
about what you were.
That's what sucks because I'm sitting here like, dude, this is such a cool hotel. We didn't get to enjoy any of how cool this actually was. Like, I didn't get to shower in the cool shower. I didn't get to go in the bath. Like, we literally got there, we're exhausted.
Continental breakfast.
And then,
No?
No, we had
what
ripped
ended up
pants.
happening, I ripped pants, right? So we door dashed McDonald's at like 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was. Got that, which was good. And from there, I'm like, okay, at least I have a pair of shorts to change into. Totally forgot to pack my shorts. So I had to not only
Boxer
walk
shorts.
in there, I had to leave out of the Inn at 500 also in ripped pants, which is embarrassing. But we found out that the Airbnb that they rented,
Nobody stayed in.
nobody stayed in. So nobody cleaned it up in the morning. So me and Katie left at 8 o'clock
You
in
guys
the
could have
morning.
just stayed in that Airbnb all night.
We in retrospect, we absolutely should have. We thought there was going to be a party there. We thought
Yeah,
people were going to be
yeah.
hanging out there. Nobody stayed there. So me and Katie go back. We clean up a little bit of the mess that they left there, and then packed up all the gifts. So all the gifts we just put in the Airbnb, and that was it. And then we had to be back at a brunch at my parents' house at 11. It was beautiful. It was just it had rained all night, but it was
Yeah.
sprinkling during that day. But
Yeah.
the temperature-wise, it was perfect. So it was just this really pretty back patio. Like, my parents have a covered back patio, and we just had this breakfast out there in this nice little sprinkle campfire, a little bonfire pit and everything. And it was really cool. And then after that, me and Katie literally went back and slept all day. And
Nice.
we were just super exhausted.
Yeah.
And then came back to work on Monday. But like, there was just so much that is trying to fit a lot of information into
Yeah.
a little bit. But
And you don't leave on your honeymoon until next week.
we leave
Is that
this
Germany?
this actually 1 week from today. So today's Tuesday or Monday?
Today's Monday.
Oh, sorry. So 1 week week and 1 day. So
you
8
leave next
days.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we're going to flying to
You're
Denver,
going-
and then
yep.
Denver to Germany.
And then you're
And
going to be
then-
doing color lock training with you and your wife.
I wish.
at
Color
Color Lock Studios.
I was
And
telling.
then,
I was trying,
Rupes,
Institute
Italy.
of Leather.
I was telling Katie how cool it is. I'm like, hey, isn't it cool that I have all these friends that I've met through work that live in different countries? So if we're ever completely screwed, we'll have a place to go. And she's like, yeah, Anthony, that's great. Good. And she's like, who's in Germany? I'm like, a leather cleaning company. And she's like, I can't wait. If we have to be stuck there, that'll be good. I'm like, don't trust me. You'll love these guys. And so
trust me,
and
he's great.
She did get to meet Lars.
She got to meet Lars.
All of his leather couches are nice in his house.
I guarantee you,
fine.
they're perfect.
Yeah.
But
if you make your way into Hamburg and you need to see the sights, you can contact Lars.
But
That'll
so
be
we're
good.
going there for Oktoberfest, which is funny because going back to the whole thing, I don't really drink that often. I don't know beers very well.
Right.
But we're
No,
going
you
to like
will.
this huge beer event, and
It's all right. You just
Huge
drink
beer.
them.
You mean the beer
like
event?
the beer event.
Are you
I
getting some
guess.
Lederhosen?
Yes.
For this thing?
Katie already got them,
Nice.
and so I don't know how that
Nice.
works. So just want
It's
to
gonna be
wear
great.
them.
Yeah.
Just like pants.
Yeah.
They're like
Just
shorts
don't rip
with,
'em.
Suspenders.
Super excited. But we so we're gonna fly to Germany, and then we're gonna stay in Germany for I think like 5 or 6 days or whatever it is in Munich, and then figure out maybe some little sightseeing things to do. I think we're gonna take a train ride and go somewhere.
Yeah.
We want to go do some like historical stuff there and go check out some of the old historical stuff. I just don't know if that is weird on a honeymoon to do.
No,
is that
you do
strange?
whatever you want on a honeymoon. That's
Yeah.
the best
Okay.
part about it.
Because like I like that kind of stuff, but I don't want to like if people are that's depressing to go
No.
and do.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go do that, and then we're going to Rome,
Yeah,
and then we're gonna go to
nice.
Rome, which will be
When in
really
Rome.
cool. And that was Katie's dad's girlfriend's gift to us, and she got us a place in Rome for whatever it is, 5
Nice.
days, and so we're gonna be
Wow.
staying there. And
Nice.
I want to go see the Colosseum, and I want to go be a gladiator,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I'd like to
gladiator school.
go fight, hopefully, and win my maiden's favor.
Oh, that'll be nice.
for
What if-
marriage.
What if you don't?
What if,
What if you actually lose?
So I haven't
fought this lion.
I haven't thought that far. So there's that. But basically, I was telling her, I'm like, I want to be like what's his name in Gladiator? Russell Crowe.
Like Maximus.
Yeah, I want to be like Russell Crowe in Gladiator. And she's like, I don't think that was filmed in the same place.
That was filmed in Indiana.
Yeah. So
And his wife and child were murdered and
Yeah.
burned. So
yeah, not every love story is.
You
Okay.
can just spend
All
some
right.
time
Yeah,
in the
I
museums
understand,
more.
again,
It's
back
fine.
to back to history. Just like what you stated when you were claiming your ascendancy of the TRC hierarchy,
Yeah.
you would put that out. That just like in Gladiator,
Yeah.
Lion
when
fighter,
Marcus Aurelius
Yeah.
came to Maximus and said, "I want you to lead."
flaming
pretty
chariot.
much that's pretty
just
much
like
it.
Jeff Hennon
Yeah.
came to you and said that, "I want you to lead."
So that's where I'm tracing back to my
but-
roots there and
Yeah,
going from there.
Understood.
But
You already
we're-
own the body oil.
Yeah. So one fun
You
thing
were
though
just-
is
we were just talking about it.
Katie said that you can rent like Vespas there, right?
I'm sure you can.
And
yeah.
and so I love to do that and ride one of those around. I don't know how that works there.
You're
Is
gonna
it-
have to do some
because, like-
They're like
research.
bird
Well,
scooters.
Maybe look up.
Just gonna swipe your card.
Maybe look up our friends at sixt.com.
if it's like riding a scooter though in the UK, I will die. I can't
you
do
probably
that.
will die anyway.
Yeah.
It is like
I
riding a
can't do
scooter
that.
in the UK.
But I do want because I do think the Autobahn. I think I can.
Don't
drive.
take that scooter on the Autobahn.
Why not?
Just
think you
I've
can go
heard
that
things.
Pretty
Well,
sure can't go that fast.
Okay. Well, you know
Keep
what?
up with traffic.
maybe just a
Then
solo run.
I'll run
I
a
don't think
supercar.
2 people can.
We are going to try to go to the BMW museum
Nice.
in
Very
Germany,
nice,
which will be
yeah.
pretty cool though.
Oh, does Katie like BMWs?
No.
Remember, this is Anthony's honeymoon, not Katie's.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Well, museum.
So-
Katie's portion will be the Rome portion. I'm
Yeah.
trying to stock up on the Germany stuff. So,
Mm.
yeah. So I think it'll be pretty cool. We leave and we'll be gone. We'll be gone till October 7th is what we'll be gone until. So we'll be gone for a little while there. So 24th to 7th. So I know you guys are gonna miss me, obviously.
It's going to be weird without you here. We're all going to be very concerned
Yeah,
for
I'll
your
be sitting
well-being
right
and
in that
safety.
spot.
Yeah.
We'll be probably hopeful that you come back
Nate
alive.
has like moved into my office and like he has like all of my
All your
same stuff.
No,
Why
we'll
is my
just move-
office
no,
black?
we move all his stuff
To intimidate
yours
my
and all your
superiors.
stuff into his, and we're like, we already got you moving. Nate's like, I've already called this office, so I just
We
started staying
hadn't
there.
heard from you in weeks. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I literally emailed you guys every day updates.
Did I tell you that happened to me once? I literally sidebar here. I literally when I worked at the car wash down the street, they literally did that to me. I put in for my time off. I went on my high school graduation trip for that week. During that week, the business was sold to new ownership.
Oh my.
Now remember, guys, this is 1998. So you weren't
Yeah.
always in contact with everybody when you left.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's no cell phones.
no cell phones.
Maybe
like,
just a
so I gotta
StarTAC.
call work every day, or I didn't have a need to it. And they would call my house. My dad wouldn't answer because they go to voicemail. And so then I walk in, like I get back, and I was like back on that Sunday, and then I was like scheduled to work that Monday.
Yeah.
And so I get back. I have all the things that I was going to get all those people, like my boss and my employees, like stuff from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And I roll back in, and I'm like, when's Scott coming in? And they're like, oh, Scott doesn't work here anymore. I was like, he owned the place. What do you mean he doesn't work here anymore? Like, he didn't get fired. And they're like, oh, no, someone else is the new, they sold the company. Like,
Walk in, kind of drop your briefcase off. There's
Yeah.
no desk there. So it
yeah,
just falls
no,
to the
it was,
ground.
I was the manager of the car wash, right? So then I'm like, oh, well, hey, guys, here's all your stuff. And the new owner walks in and goes, who are you? And I said, I'm Levi. And he's like, I've been trying to get a hold of you all week. You haven't answered any of my phone calls. I was like,
Yeah, that's
I've
right.
been in Mexico on my high school graduation trip that's been scheduled. And he's like, oh, well, anyway, I've hired a new person to take over, and you're no longer the manager. And here I'm docking your pay, and you can be the assistant manager. I was like,
Oh,
I beg your pardon? Hold on.
Assistant to the manager.
Let's just say it didn't go very well, and I had to fix a lot of stuff. Luckily, I was back in the top form within 6 weeks, but
Yeah.
it was still
Fine
very scary.
establishment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So if anybody has any advice on places to check out in Germany or Rome, definitely let me know in the Rag Company Podcast Facebook group, which you guys can join and join in the discussions.
are you going to be live streaming some of your honeymoon?
I don't
hope
think
so.
I don't think I'm gonna have phone service.
No, well,
You can just call,
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get you
Okay.
some sort of plan.
get you $10 a
thanks.
month,
Yeah.
$10 a day.
I want a track phone.
Yeah, we
That's
can get
what
you.
I want.
We'll get you a jitterbug with
Have-
an international
Have you
plan.
ever seen the movie Taken?
Yes.
Oh, take
Yeah,
it.
that's
You want a
why,
burner?
I want a burner phone. Yeah.
particular set of skills.
So, no, basically, yeah. So that was pretty much it. And I guess just trailing us into this weekend and what I did this weekend, I didn't do a whole lot.
Oh,
I went and
nice.
saw Hustlers in theaters, which was
Yeah, you were hot on that for a little bit, huh? You just mentioned it.
just now.
I didn't think you'd be serious.
Yeah, I did. I did actually went and saw that.
With your wife?
I did.
And why?
Fun fact: I was the only male in that theater on
Yeah.
the opening day.
Yeah,
Okay.
why?
Super strange.
What was your reasoning behind that? This bold move strategy.
Katie wanted to go see it. She
Oh,
said. She
nice.
said.
All
She
right.
said, "Hey." She said it has a bunch of good actors, and I said, "Let's go check it
And?
out." I don't know. I feel like it's a controversial movie for like females, right?
Mm.
As just me just going and just being open minded. I thought it was cool, and
Okay.
it was a good movie.
Do
And
you know what I got on Rotten Tomatoes?
A
I think
six.
no, it's got like an 87% or something like that.
wow.
Really?
Impressive.
Yeah. So a lot of people like it. So
Because
Impressive.
it didn't look great from the
I've never even
previews.
heard
that's what
about
I
it,
said.
so-
I was like, we were driving. I said, "Hey, I really want to go see The Art of Racing in the Rain." And she's just like, "No, I don't want to cry tonight. Let's watch this other movie." And I said, "Okay, sure, whatever." And I said, "What about It Too?" And she's like, "No, I don't want to be scared."
I don't want to
tonight."
cry tonight.
So I'm like, "What? So what are we watching?" So
But one of the fun parts of you going to that movie, you also got to go somewhere that was really nice, fancy. some
Ooh,
might
did you go
call
to
it.
the VIP
Um,
lounge?
no, before that, I
Oh.
actually went out to
Those
a
are
great dinner. One of the
Ooh.
most wholesome restaurants, one of the nicest
A great
restaurants.
place, a great place
yes.
to take your newly minted bride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Did you have a casserole of some sort?
I had a fish fry.
Oh, well,
It
it's
is
'cause it was
Friday.
night.
Oh, at
Friday,
McGrath's.
it was Friday. No, sir. No, sir.
Friend of the program,
Sponsor
this
us.
sponsored.
Cracker Barrel.
As in the Cracker Barrel?
As
The
in the
Cracker
Cracker Barrel. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the barons
Wholesome
and baroness
cook
of
it.
Cracker Barrel?
Yeah. So as in the you can buy candy and you can buy trinkets in the storefront.
What a
of Cracker
wonderful
Barrel.
night to be able to spend with your bride.
Yeah. It was
To go-
amazing.
Yeah,
Go
that's
have
good.
a lovely dinner.
It's wholesome.
Yeah.
Did you get to sit by the fire? Did they have the fireplace going?
They did have the fireplace
Oh,
going, yeah,
yeah.
which was because it was a fall-ish feeling
Yes,
night. Because last
yeah.
week it got into the 60s and it was
Yeah.
felt amazing. But basically, long story short, we get there, we were greeted by the nicest people. We
Mhm.
sat down and I was like, "Katie, we don't come here enough." And she
right.
said, "I know, I love it." And she's like, "Not only do I love it and love the food, it's affordable, and I feel
it
like
is,
it doesn't
actually.
feel like a normal chain restaurant."
Right.
And I said, "It doesn't feel like
Not
a
only
chain
is it
restaurant."
affordable, but they give you a lot of food.
At
No,
one
so-
point, did you ever become an ignoramus?
No. But
okay.
what I ended up doing is I ordered the fish fry, delicious, with mashed potatoes. I had some macaroni and cheese. The mac is delicious. And then on top of that, they give you not one, but 2 pieces of cornbread, like 2 things of cornbread. And I'm like, that is a very generous
You know what's
amount.
really nice too? You can ask for more bread, more
I
cornbread,
didn't even know you could do
or
that.
biscuits.
Wow.
Did they have
Carly
fry
and I
sauce?
sometimes like to change it up. We'll do a 50-50.
Yeah.
50% cornbread, 50% biscuits.
I did a little bit of butter and honey on my cornbread, and that's all it needs.
Y'all look crazy,
It
actually.
is full flavor. It is delicious. It is very moist.
Did
But
you guys save room for dessert?
so that was the problem. We actually didn't have time for dessert.
Popcorn.
We only had enough time to run through the store to actually get some candy supplies because we're about to go see a movie.
Yeah, wonderful space.
Put
So-
some Reese's Pieces in the popcorn.
So funny enough, I ended up
Mix it up.
scoring some of my favorite candies. Razzles.
Oh.
I love Razzles.
What is that?
What?
If you have to ask, you'll never know.
What is that?
You don't know what Razzles are?
Never even heard of them.
Okay.
They're chocolate,
Marshmallow.
with marshmallow
And caramel.
and caramel,
Nuts.
nuts.
Well, she sounds hideous.
Yeah. So I'll bring some
I
in
don't
for
know
you.
either,
I have some Razzles I'll bring in for maybe Q&A Thursday this week. But basically, I had an awesome time when I saw the movie. And then right now we're just trying to figure out what the hell do we do with all the old wedding decor.
Yeah.
We hawked ours. Craigslist.
Took it down to the
So
pawn shop.
I put it on Facebook Marketplace. I haven't put it on Craigslist yet, but I need to do that. I want somebody just to like say, hi, I want to buy all of this.
So how much stuff do you have
Anthony,
other
you know,
than your bar bench?
you know the nice thing about
Oh.
selling this
Oh,
stuff
sweet child.
is people that are buying it are having their own wedding, so they're very excited. They don't haggle
Yeah.
a lot, and it's not
Yeah.
like buying an SRT4 from Craigslist. You're not gonna well, I don't have the money now, but will you take $6? It's
Can I
like,
pay
no.
it in payments? No. Yeah. So I need to put them up on Craigslist, and I feel like it's like this is like yard sale territory, but we don't have time for a yard sale, and it's getting into we're getting into fall. So I don't know. Right now, I am just looking forward to getting through this week. I'm excited to go to Germany, excited to do all of that. But right when I get back, it's SEMA month, right? And it's also Halloween month, and I love Halloween month, and Halloween month is awesome, and I get to experience the full thing. One thing I'm trying to figure out is, do we actually get to have Halloween this year?
Yes, we are leaving November 1st.
Wow, amazing.
So you can't get too wasted.
What are you talking about?
I know you like to get chocolate wasted.
Yeah, I like to. I am lactose intolerant to a certain extent, so I do eat enough chocolate to where I don't care.
Yeah.
And I say whatever happens, happens.
Right.
That's pretty much
And then
it.
we get to get in a car with you for 10 hours the next day.
Yep. So, all right,
Awesome.
Nate, I am passing over the torch to you on what you did this weekend.
Pass.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really work like that, though. So
I'll think of
actually
something.
Okay.
I went camping with a bunch of friends, a bunch of Toyota friends. We were gonna go on.
Did you go? I'm sorry.
Yeah. What?
Did you do what I think you did? Overlanding?
No.
Did you overland in the
No.
Toyota with the other Toyota
No.
people?
No. You're thinking of not Hiwi Pato. So yeah, I guess you could say we did some overlanding. That's
Wow.
not a good term to use, but
I like that term.
Some people
because
call it
it's-
camping.
who?
No,
yeah,
outside
it's called
camping?
camping. It's like
but you're not going to a campsite.
yeah,
No, you're not.
campsite is where we
You-
go.
Set up
You're
camp.
not, but you're not going to a dedicated campsite. Like they've
See,
made
here's the
a
thing, we
man-made
didn't-
campsite.
That's called the camping ground.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't grow up going to campgrounds. It was always always off
you
Forest Service roads
You did
or
overlanding before overlanding became a thing,
yeah, that's right.
and you made a fire pit out of rock.
Yeah, 3/4 ton T20 big sliding camper. Just
Yeah.
me and my folks,
Yeah.
just going where the wind takes us.
Yeah.
So tapped into that little adventure bone, went camping, and I didn't really know what to expect.
Catch
Where did
anything
you
out
guys
there?
go?
Catch any squirrels? Varmint?
No, but we did go to Ketchum.
Idaho.
Yes, so we
Oh.
went north of Ketchum into the Sawtooths,
Wow.
and I
Beautiful.
was just told that it was, we're gonna go camping. Road's gonna be a little technical. Like, okay, that's fine. Just kind of loose, rocky.
But you, as an
Tacoma's got a
overlander,
snorkel, so,
you look forward to the technical thing.
I I do like to go places where most people can't, because then the campsites
And
will
there's
be
no
nicer.
There's no killers out there as well.
Didn't know
Just the
campsite
animals.
killers was a big
Killer animals, basically.
problem.
You don't worry about that being out in
Campsite
the
killers?
woods.
No.
Are you kidding me? How
No.
many campsite
I
killers
mean,
there
on
are
the,
per year?
on the way in, we saw a bull moose and
Literally
and
hundreds.
and a cow moose.
Yeah.
So we saw those are the only animals that we saw. But my buddy who took us downplayed it. He always downplays where we're going, and he looked at it as more of a wheeling trip with camping. So
he was ready to do some Froden.
So we basically we camped Friday night. Saturday morning we got up, drove to a high alpine lake at 10,000 feet. To get there was a big exposed shale shelf road.
Oh Lord! Side of the mountain.
And I'll get Tim to throw that up right now. Picture of that. Okay.
We don't actually have that ability on this podcast.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, we
Not
do.
really.
We do. We can. Tim, put
Okay.
that in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Now.
It's up. Yeah.
All right.
Good. You got it. Okay.
Go to the Rag Company podcast on
well,
YouTube to watch this.
Well,
picture.
we'll put it on the drive. You can go to the drive, look at it. But I told Thomas that the road's going to be a little technical, and he gave me a lot of shit for it. He said, "Oh, so that means you're going to be driving out the window like this." Am I good, guys? Yeah, am I good? Just the whole way.
Right, yeah.
He saw a video of it, and he's like, "F that."
Yes.
I would have been out as soon as I saw what you were driving up.
Right. Well, you had your newly minted bride riding
She was
shotgun.
fine. She was just worried about
And
damage
your
to
dog.
the truck.
And your
my
dog.
little Lady McNugget in the back,
Yeah.
sound asleep, snoring. There was a portion where I had half of my passenger side driver tire hanging off the edge of this embankment.
How far down? 20 feet?
A couple thousand feet.
Point of the story is next day Nate
So
is sitting here with us by the grace of God
About 1,000 feet.
So, but here's what I don't get. Why?
to go camping.
So
No, he didn't want to go on this.
If you die on this trip,
Yeah,
right,
but-
then you're gonna say, "Man, that guy really wanted to go camping."
But
He's
again,
dead.
they thought they
I-
were going a
He's
little bit of
killed.
four-wheeling to get to the campsite.
and I don't mind this, to
But
be
the
honest.
next one
and
was a bit scary.
If I'm going to do this, I'm going to go with friends that are more experienced.
Yeah.
With winches and great spotters and all this. But all this stuff is not really in my wheelhouse. I don't like to do it. I'll do it every once in a while to know that if I am by myself, I can't get out of a hairy situation.
Yeah.
I have the skill set. My truck, everything's can do way more stuff than I can. But I was riding high off adrenaline the whole day.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I had a tire hanging off until they said, "Yeah, we didn't want to tell you anything, but you had a tire hanging off." But you did it.
Yeah. Good.
But then you look at the pictures, and it doesn't look as bad as it was. Pictures never do anything any justice. I had the scariest moment in my life where it was snow-packed, and I was trying to turn around on a road, and every time I would move, it would just slide towards the edge. You look at the picture, it looks like I'm just on a flat road.
Yeah.
And it was the scariest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that sucks about pictures.
So
Yeah.
picture doesn't tell
What
1,000 words.
what does tell 1,000 words is GoPro footage, and sometimes does
No,
make it,
it does
sometimes
not.
does make it look more dramatic than what it really is.
True.
With a super wide angle, it may look like you're right there, but really like you could be like 30 feet away. Something to consider.
But anyway, so you made it up to this lake.
Well, we made it up to the lake. Turns out there were quite a few people.
No, so like everybody drives. There's a Camry up there.
There was a
for
big,
instance.
yeah, actually,
it was actually Levi and his family.
there was a stock
who was
four-door
there.
Wrangler
Yeah.
that had made it up somehow. This big LS swapped tube chassis buggy showed up. Side by sides, it was crazy. Just everyone there had a like 45
It's
on
a
their hip.
99 Honda Civic that made it up there on snow tires.
Some of the stuff was wild.
But so this lake, so you see all these other people there, right? And are you thinking like, why the hell are these people here? We drove all this way to get away from people. Yet
Well,
you have
it's-
these people here.
It's fun to do a day trip, something like that. So you live in
Yeah.
Ketchum, or you've wanted to get up to this lake, You just hop in the Razor or wherever and just go.
So a Razor would kill it up there, right? If
You
had
wouldn't have
Razor?
had a wheel hanging off.
A Razor would be nice,
A Razor
but
would be nice, yeah.
um,
Do you think a Razor is a more capable vehicle than some of those trucks that go up there and try to do that kind of stuff?
yes and no, but probably yes.
I'll just say this
Yeah.
right now. I don't think the Suburban would have made that up. I think it's
No.
a little wide.
I'm glad I didn't have my Raptor.
Yeah.
So what if you wanted to take a trail bike? Could you take a trail bike up through there? A motorcycle?
You could. It would be. It was really loose and rocky. I mean, to be honest, I'd say from that foam wall to that foam. So that's how wide the road was going up the side of this shale mountain.
And then you have somebody coming down. What do you do?
No one came down. That's the one thing that I was worried about. We were going to have to either
One person
back
reverses.
down or they were going to have to back up because there was no way to pull over.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to do that if I am not I am not that good of a reverse driver. So
Well,
someone
let's
said, "Hey,
put it
man."
this way: we were in foggy London
UK,
town in the
yeah.
UK. We were at Clean and Shiny. We were leaving the Clean and Shiny building, and John's driving us down this street next to a graveyard, and it's one lane, and there are cars coming down the other way. And John couldn't drive up onto the curb because of he didn't want to break a wheel or curb a wheel. And so we had to back up the whole length, probably what felt like a mile.
It was about half a mile.
We had to back up in reverse to get back into the parking lot
Spooky.
to let these 3 cars go by so then we could drive up the hill.
Yeah.
And when he did, he floored it.
Yeah.
To
We
get
got to
there
make up all that time.
Well, no, it was like we got to get there before anybody else comes down.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
get out of this road.
And I just told him, I'm like, I wouldn't do this.
This
Like,
should be a
isn't
one-way.
thing.
That would be a one-way road in Boise.
Yeah.
Like, and they wouldn't have allowed parking on the side.
So
So we got out to the lake, and I just kind of doing some damage control, and my brand new tire, I had to replace one tire, and
Yeah.
all the other 3 were fine. My brand new tire had 2 really deep gouges in it,
Big old
and
chunks.
the bead was bent on a steel wheel.
ooh.
Luckily, it was still holding there.
Wheels
Got-
are fine though.
No, the wheel's
No,
bent.
the wheel. We had to bend the wheel back with
It's
a
got
hammer.
It's got a divot in the wheel.
Oh, the wheel, the actual wheel.
The
Well,
bead.
But you didn't have your nice wheels on.
We'll have Tim.
No, I sold those.
Yeah, so you have your steel.
I
your
bought
steelies.
new steel wheels. Yeah.
So we'll have Tim put a picture up here.
Yeah. Right.
Now.
Tim,
Yeah.
can you pull that up?
Tim, put that in there. Okay.
Okay.
So-
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, so you bent the wheel,
Yeah, bent the wheel.
hammered it back.
We got down to campsite. I have a full size spare, so I put that on, and then I gotta go to. Hopefully, Discount Tire is not listening, but I'm gonna see if I can get my buddy to cheat the system a little bit, because I didn't get the insurance on the tire, but he did.
His friend, your friend
So,
did.
My
Mm.
friend did, yeah, on my tire.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's a big
Yeah.
corporation, you know, big.
So
big
first
pharma.
First off, Greg at Discount Tire is a saint, and I love that guy.
Loves listening to the
so
podcast. Friend of the show.
yeah, so
friend of
he
the
is a
podcast.
friend of the show over on Eagle Road. So don't go to that one. Go to the one on State Street.
No, we don't go to that one.
So anyway, but so that sounds awesome. Did you guys do any fishing? Did you guys do any sightseeing? You guys just relax? What do you guys eat?
We
Yes.
did a relax, and then we usually meal prep at home. So we
Mm.
did Saturday
Slim
night,
Jims and Red Bulls.
kinda chicken
String
sausages, peppers, onions, but
You
do
guys
all
are-
this
You guys are kicking on a
yeah,
skillet, right?
just cast iron
Mm.
Yeah.
on a grill, stove.
So some of the best food I've ever had has been camping, and I don't know if it's like an air thing. I don't know if it's like because you're at a higher altitude, but like made some carne asada one time at a campsite.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was hammered drunk. They said it was the best carne asada they ever had,
Mm.
and I'm not sure if they said that because they were drunk or if it was actually the best carne asada they ever had.
Probably both.
But I'm gonna take that, to heart because I was pretty happy about that, and I felt like you know when you're the chef, you're like everybody
Yeah.
has their eyes on you, and they're like, well,
Mhm.
he's the one cooking. Pressure is actually on the guy cooking.
Yeah.
And it is scary because you're like, I don't want this to be bad. I want this to be really good. And then when everybody like says, "Oh, this is so good," I'm like,
Yeah.
"Don't f with me right now," because if you're saying this to be nice, like that's
Mhm.
really nice of you, but I need to know if it's actually good because otherwise, I don't want to take this pressure on
Right.
again.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Levi, what do you do this weekend?
Oh, thanks, guys. Levi here from the Rag Company. So one thing I just wanted to show, if you guys are watching on the channel, You'll notice we've got 2 new hats sitting here, and I'm wearing a third, but this one's mine, and it's only mine.
Wow.
But the 2 sitting here is our new mesh trucker hats. We got going to be available in the store. Hopefully by the time you listen to this.
Is that desert? Is that like a desert storm?
Olive green.
Olive green. Okay.
Yeah, it's a new Master of Shine trucker, so it's got Master of Shine.
Is that
on the
kind of
back
a
there.
drab?
It's an olive drab green, correct?
Olive drab.
And then-
really like that from a tactical perspective.
Yeah. Yep. And we got a navy blue. But it does not say Master Shine on the back. But
They
both
are handsome.
snapbacks, flat bills, 5950 new era snapbacks. Nice hats. So
Super
we'll have those
nice.
on the website.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show them off.
I think these are going to be a really popular
hope
hat
so.
amongst the youth, and I think
youth.
that
Street
they
youths.
are going to really like the breathability from the mesh,
I think so. I think that's going to be a nice
as well
thing.
as the durability to be
Keep
able
it
just
cool.
to toss these in the in the old truck or in the van and put these on a hot day.
Mhm.
You know, all
Maybe
all
you're going to
our
the beach.
detailing
something
friends
like
out
that.
there.
Or you're
Yeah.
detailing in a hot shop. But no, I had
really
a good
nice.
weekend. Pretty simple weekend. I had 2 cars booked this weekend.
Ooh.
So
Heck yeah.
one was the Les Schwab Broadway location service truck. It was a 2016 GMC 2500.
Wow.
Standard
Putting in the
cab.
work.
Standard cab long bed.
Yeah.
Really a nice truck, clean truck. So didn't have to do a lot, but enough to get it freshened up. They run it through the car wash. It stays pretty clean, but it just needed to get some of the light dusting off, and then polish out some of the scratches from the car wash. Because the Broadway Les Schwab, my friend Wayne Castle, he's been a friend of mine for years, and he loves taking care of his work trucks. And so he likes that they're
Every time I
always
see a
clean,
Les Schwab truck,
always
they're nice.
spotless. Not all of them. There are some managers that do not care, and the trucks are hammered.
Really?
Yeah. Wayne is one of those guys that his stuff's, you can eat off it. Everything's always washed every day. Everything's clean. And so he makes his guys clean the bays. So he tries to keep his store number 1, really, really clean for Boise. So, but anyway, dropped the Suburban off, got the tires rotated on Ragnarok while I had the service truck. And then my friend Ron brought me his HHR, and Ron used to do paint touch-up in the Dr. Color Chip fashion, and that was what he did. So he'd drive around all the dealerships and provide paint touch-up for the dealerships.
Wow.
So those of you wondering maybe a different type of business, that's basically what he did. He had an entire Dr. Color Chip kit unit that was about $3,000.
Jeez.
It's not, I don't think it is an actual Dr. Color Chip, but the method is identical. Same process, same chemicals, all that stuff. And that's what Ron did for the last 10 years. He just did that. He'd hit all the dealerships in Boise. He had probably, I don't know, not all of them, but probably about 10 accounts that he would do, plus retail customers that would give him a call, and he would go out to their house and do paint touch-up on their cars. And so that's how I knew him. He was the guy who would come to my shop and do that paint touch-up. So he brought me his little HHR that was his car that he would hit all the dealerships with and carry all his gear in the back of his car. But he was selling it he was giving it to his grandson. So he wanted to get it all cleaned up. And so that's the second car I did this week. And while doing that, I made a video. You can find it on my Facebook or on any of the detailing groups. It's been shared 30 times, I think. But it's my one-step, because this car was perfect to do my Levi's 20-minute one-step video. I also showed God Mode Beadmaker application. So check it out if you haven't. But simple, easy, effective way to just do a quick polish on a car that gets you some correction. Not a crazy amount, but enough brightening and shining up, and then we laid Beadmaker over the top of it. He was blown away, absolutely blown away, to the point that he gave me his ex-wife.
He gave you his ex-wife.
Gave me her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here, take her.
Yeah. Pretty nice. Pretty excited about that.
I do not want her anymore.
I can't give her away.
Gave my info to his ex-wife, and she scheduled her car too. So pretty great. But that was nice. But I appreciate it. And then Sunday took the kids up on the foothills. We went up to Boise Hills Park.
Find some snakes.
I found some snakes. No, we found a lizard though. That was cool. Little lizard was running around on the trail.
Hadley wanted that probably. It's a pet.
Augie wanted it.
Augie wanted it to scare Hadley.
Call it Lizzie.
Couldn't catch up to it. He was trying to catch it with his bike.
No.
But yeah, he was riding after it.
Yeah.
It was running away pretty fast.
Come here, lizard.
What
But
happened?
took the kids. There's a
it's just
Boise
sleeping.
Hills Park is a small. You guys probably heard me talk about it before. It's a small park up in the foothills, inside of a bowl of foothills, basically. And they have a small single-track bike path for kids that goes around the park. So
this is over by what area?
up Brumback 8th Street, just above Reserve,
Yeah.
Fort Boise, just to the east
Okay,
of
yep.
Camel's Back.
Yeah.
Somerset Hills,
Yeah, there's a whole
Is
nice
this
area.
where the dog park used to be?
possibly. I don't know.
Down by the archery range?
No. So
No,
this
because they're
is,
building a bike park over there.
So Nate, this is you go up 8th Street,
Mm-hmm.
take 8th Street up like you're headed towards Camel's Back.
Yep.
Take a right on Brumback.
Okay.
Head up Brumback, then take a left on Somerset.
Okay.
Then you go up Somerset, and the park's on the right-hand side.
Have you guys ever gone
So-
all the way back through 8th Street?
Yes.
Yes.
It's pretty fun.
Goes
Take
all
you
the way
out-
up to Bogus.
Take you all the way
Yeah.
up to the Ridge Road.
Does it really?
Yeah.
All the way to Bogus?
Yep.
I rode it from top of Chair 1 all the way down when I was 15.
So I've always wanted to
Pretty
do
sweet.
that on the Grom.
You can only take it
Yeah, I
all
think
the
you
way
can do it on
up.
the Grom.
Well, maybe if you put some like Grumbler tires
Yeah,
on
put
there.
some Grumbler tires, you might be able to do it.
Grumbler tires.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So we went up there. Kids did some early mountain biking, so to speak.
I
Augie
did
had
see
to
that.
rev up that when it was really low.
By the way, that
track.
that video that you sent is pretty crazy.
Could-
It's throttle on his pedal bike.
Oh yeah. His new pedal bike's got a throttle on it and revs it up.
Does
So
it
that
make
was good.
sounds? It makes sounds.
Oh, yeah.
It's
He
awesome.
was stoked on it. Just.
Yeah.
He's that guy on a dirt bike.
That's what it sounds like, but he's on a little pedal bike, so it's pretty funny. Yeah, that's what it does. So we got back in the Suburban. We're headed back home, and that's when disaster struck.
What?
What happened?
So
No.
I got the kids in the back, in the
Yes.
Suburban,
Yeah.
seat belted in.
Yeah.
Got their bicycles in the back as well.
Yeah.
We're driving down, and Hadley says to me, "Dad, I really want to see the bear on top of St. Luke's since I didn't get to see it, which
the
is
magic
the
words.
children's hospital.
Mhm.
They just put some new statues out.
Mm-hmm.
They put some deer out front, these kind of geometric sculptures.
Mm.
They put some deer. They have a fox, and then they have a great big gold or orange bear on the roof.
Mhm.
Massive, I mean, huge. Augie saw it on the way going up the hill. He was so stoked. Hadley was super bummed she didn't get to see it. So we're sitting at the light, and I said, "It's right there. Get ready to look up," because there's a skywalk we had to go underneath. So we sit at the light, waiting for it to turn green. As soon as the light turns green, we start to go, and I go, "Okay, get ready. Here we go. We're gonna look up. Take a look." And then Hadley goes, "I can't see it. I don't know where it is. I can't see it." And I look back, and she was reading. So of course she can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't look up. 'Cause
Yeah.
She was reading a book.
Yeah.
I said, "Hadley, look up," and then I looked forward, and I had to stop short
Oh yeah.
because there was a gentleman parked in front of me on the road, and I ever so gently tapped the back of his truck
Yeah.
enough to dent his bumper and dent my bumper.
And
Yeah.
then
On
that's when
Ragnarok.
Levi realized he should have been looking up all
Let's just say I
along.
said a few swear words.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got out, exchanged information. He decided he wanted to call the police. I said, "It's totally fine. Give him a call. Apologies. I get the kids out of the Suburban so that we're not blocking, in case we get hit. They're not in the vehicle. I get them to stand on the sidewalk. And when I set them on the sidewalk, that's when Hadley goes, "Oh, there's the bear. I can see it now." But
you can't script that kind of
No.
stuff.
Well, you know what? The way I see it is that's a ton of great publicity for the rag company, Suburban.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
get
he's
out and
sitting
be
there
like,
in the middle of the road.
flashers on.
Flashers on.
I'm gonna go with that company right there.
That's the rag company right there. That guy hit that guy. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go shop and buy some towels later.
Exactly.
Speaking
exactly.
of which,
So the police showed up. Officer was really nice. Said what happened. I explained to him what happened. The kids were really funny and sweet, and I think that went a long ways. And he just said, are either of you hurt? I said no, and the other guy also said no. And then he goes, all right, we'll just exchange information. I'll just block traffic. So we finished exchanging our information. I
No
loaded
ticket
the kids.
then.
No ticket.
Wow.
Loaded the kids in the car.
Because you gave him some eagles.
had a pack of golden
Use
eagles.
these
handed 'em.
eagles to clean up this punctured
No.
radiator.
So then, but the Suburban was fine. It's just technically the lower. I just need a bumper and a front bumper cover. The top cap of the bumper. So I'll find one in the junkyard.
Luckily, you hit a truck and not a car.
And I hit
Yeah.
I hit another Chevy truck.
Yeah.
So
Because imagine if you would have
same
hit
bumper.
like a car, that would have been pretty bad.
Technically, I could take off my bumper and just give it to him, and it would.
Your
solve
rear
it.
bumper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you wouldn't have a rear bumper.
So if anybody would like to sponsor Ragnarok with some new bumpers,
I don't think
front rear, if
so.
there's some companies that like.
I think you should have somebody make a new
Off-road style
make
bumpers
a new off-road
would be
tubular
great
tubular
for the
bumper.
front and back of the Suburban. It's a
Yeah.
2001 3/4 ton Suburban. I'd appreciate it. You can send those inquiries to levi@theragcompany.com.
You said we've got a contact at Discount Tire, Greg.
We do? Does Greg do that kind of stuff?
I don't know. He might want to sponsor me.
Oh, Greg, if you're interested in sponsoring Next Day Nate and the
I'll be
Tacoma-
stopping in today.
the Tacoma off landing expeditionary vehicle.
I'll be stopping in today to get myself a new tire
But yeah, so
out of
we
necessity.
it was let's just say my ego was hurt pretty bad. That was the only thing that was really hurt besides
Yeah.
the front bumper.
Well, that and the fact that Dane will never let you live this down.
Dane will never let me live this down. And,
You're lucky that he's
all
not
you
here for
guys,
this.
All you guys know that, and so I'm just gonna stay quiet and not tell Dane about it. I already did talk to Carolyn and
Yeah.
Jeff and let them know. Yeah. So, and Anthony and Nate, of course, they were query to that prior. But yeah, so super bummed. Just really frustrated that happened, that occurred. You know, but
you just gotta
the
get rid of your
best-
kids.
True. But I will say, I will say,
distractions.
Poor Hadley.
I will say the best
There's
thing.
the bear.
Yeah.
Well, this is a little bit late now.
It's not
so-
what I wanted.
Yeah,
but okay.
yeah, I see it.
But one of the fun things was I was able to teach my children
The importance of
the importance of seatbelts.
of seatbelts,
Yeah.
and then also not distracting a driver.
Yeah,
And a good car seat.
good car seats. But let's put it this way: my kids have always been really bad in the Suburban. One of the things they like to do, Hadley loves to do, is sit upside down in a seat. And then
well.
Augie will go, Dad, we'll be sitting at a stoplight. She'll totally sneak out of her seatbelt and lay down on her back and have her head down and her feet up. And
Yeah, but, like,
I've
we
had
all
to
did
stop
that as
and yell
kids.
at
I
them
did
and
that
go,
as
put your
as a kid.
seatbelt on, sit properly, all that. So this was kind of a good teaching moment, a good learning experience for them to be in a wreck. I get to see what that is experience. But Hadley's words were, wait, we were in a wreck? Why didn't the airbag go off? That's what she said to me. And I was like, because we didn't hit him that hard.
She's like, we should have hit it harder then.
I'm like,
did the
no,
airbag
we
go
shouldn't
off?
have. So,
Well, Hadley, if you want to be so smart about it.
it's like, anyway, so it was, but like I said, I'm glad we were safe. I'm glad
That's
the old
good.
man was safe. I'm glad none of us got hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the Suburban is still drivable.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
nothing really wrong about it.
Tell people that happened on the trail.
Yeah, I'd say I hit a rock,
Hit a big boulder.
punched into a rock. I was out overlanding with Nate.
I was looking for an orange bear, and there came this boulder out of nowhere.
Boulder popped out of there. So, no, but yeah, so it was, so anyway, that, we don't have a clock,
We don't
Tim.
have a clock, Tim.
But anyway, that was kind of the biggest thing. So we got that done. I got my cars finished. I've got 2 more cars scheduled for this weekend. And I think 2 scheduled the following weekend. So
Oh, wow.
I am booked up. For those of you that are wondering, I got, you probably saw on Instagram or on Facebook, I am working on the Master of Shine Facebook page. I'm trying to, I basically got
Facebook
it back.
solution package. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the old Hawks detail page back. And so
cool.
I'm kind of in the process of, I've reached out to Facebook to try and get them to help me change the name back. So make it Master of Shine Detailing. I'm going to make that kind of my little business page for the garage
It's got plenty of likes,
detailing out
right?
of the garage. It's got over 1,000 likes.
Wow.
So it's already a very large local business page.
Successful.
So
Great reviews.
And it does have good reviews. So I'm starting to work on that. So you may see that, those of you that have liked it. If you haven't, go over, give it a like. Right now it's under Hawks Detail, but you'll be able to find that there. So
Heck yeah.
it'll be good.
Heck yeah.
Cool, cool. All right, guys. So it's time to wrap it up. We went a little longer than we.
We're gonna go into part
thought.
2 next.
So we're gonna have part 2 next when Dane arrives, because we have to hear his story of all his jagging off adventures.
Hopefully
He's actually
made it across the Continental Divide.
Yeah, well, he was jagging off across the Continental Divide, and he should actually be here any time now, so we can all jag off with him. So,
not ready
guys,
for that.
Can't wait to drive it.
Yeah, I know. We're all looking forward to the 500.
I can't wait to drive it. It's going to be really nice when he hands me those keys.
Horsepower.
And says, here you go, bud.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Keep it. He's gonna walk in and he'll say, "Keep it running," and I'll take the keys.
Yeah, but anyways, all right. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you're not subscribed to the Rad Company podcast, please make sure you subscribe on YouTube as well as our other iTunes.
Leave
and
a comment on iTunes for us.
Yes.
We'd love it.
And our other streaming
Stitcher,
channels.
Spotify, all those places, the podcast.
All the app in places.
Give us a review, too. If you guys still like what you hear and you still like where we're going with this, this crazy train of a podcast, make sure you give us a big review. It doesn't have to be big. It can actually be one word, and we'll take it. As long as you give us 5 stars, we'll be happy. Yeah, jagging off with the TRC team. We love it.
It's a good one.
But anyways, guys, so until then, we will see you in part 2 here in the upcoming days. And then, of course, we'll catch you for Q&A Thursday. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you later.
See ya. See ya.